welcome back to Hoarder's Heart. On this confession, we're going to be talking about how financially struggling really skyrocketed my hoarding. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by and checking me out. I'm a hoarder. And I put the phone in front of my face and the sunglasses on because I'm still feeling a little too vulnerable to let the whole world know that it's me. I'm the hoarder, and here's all my crap, and here's how my crazy mind works. But back to the confession, yes. So last week I posted how I had an emotional breakdown, and I just got so many wonderful comments of love and support. And again, I want to say thank you. And I'm trying to keep up. I'm making sure that I'm reading every single comment, and I want to make sure that I answer every single comment. I've just been working so much lately, so I'm just a few days behind, but I am catching up, and I will catch up to you. Okay? And I'm just so thankful. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for that love and support. It's really what keeps me going. Honestly, it truly, truly is. And it just means the world to me. Thank you. And so I want to get back on the topic of today's confession because I've read this a few times, and I've also read this with actually like medical journals and stuff where hoarding has been triggered through traumatic events and financial struggling and like hard times, like financially very hard times, and these kind of events in your life seem to trigger hoarding. And if you're a hoarder and you find that to be true, like since the topic is about financially struggling and making ends meet, if you feel that situation has triggered your hoarding even more, just please leave a comment below. I'd love to read it. So my hoarding, it goes up and down. Okay, my hoarding, and it is true. It seems like during bad times or times of struggle, hoarding is like, it goes up. When times are good, like they are right now, thank you, Jesus, the hoarding can be tamed and come back down. So, I mean, I feel like that's why probably I've been doing so well, because we've had such a good, like 2 years, well, actually a few years now, been doing really, really well. And it seems like it's easier for me to let go of my things now. I mean, a lot of it is thanks to everyone encouraging me. That's probably the biggest puzzle piece, is everyone encouraging me. But the fact that I am in a time where times are very good for us, it is a lot easier to tame it. Now, I'm going to start with what made this house go crazy with the hoarding, because everything that you are seeing is a manifestation of when we financially struggled when we first moved into the house. A little bit of backstory. Right after college, we got married. We were looking for a house. Like that all kind of happened within like 2 years right after college. And I had a really good government job right after school. I landed a really, really great government job. Now, after I got married and then we bought the house and I was pregnant, I knew in my heart that I did not want to go back to work full time. I wanted to be a mother for so long. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but I wanted to, because the job was so good, I wanted to do part-time. Now I have the baby. He's in my arms. I'm fully in love. This is now 2008. And I go to work and be like, can I please be part-time? I still need to work, but with all of my heart and soul, I want to be home with this baby. I cannot drop my baby off at a daycare. And that's just me. That's just how I felt in my heart. And they said no. They said, you either come back full-time or stay home with the baby. And after being awake for countless nights and holding the baby and I decided to leave. I decided to leave because I knew that I was never going to look back on that time and regret staying home with my baby. I knew that. But I would regret going back to work full time and dropping him off. I knew in my heart I was going to regret that. So that's what I went with. Now, we just bought this house. It was still coming down from the housing bubble, so the houses were still kind of high. Now half of our income is gone, and we're relying on just one income. And thank goodness we didn't really have any. We had one car payment, but the other car was paid off. We financially struggled immensely for years after that. And I'm very thankful for my husband for letting me do that. But it was hard. Our mortgage was 60% of, at least minimum, it was like 60% of our income went to the mortgage. And there was not much left after that. And back then when I was home, and that's how I kind of provided for the family, was that I kept every gosh darn thing that came into our life. And I would actually yard sale or go on free cycle and pick up free things that we needed. Again, like I was yard sailing like crazy, being able to buy things like that these were things that we needed for a baby and a child and new clothes and new everything. For like, you could get a huge box of clothes for $2 at a yard sale. So that's what I did. I gathered, I collected, I held on to. People actually gave me hand-me-downs. When I was at the sharing table then, I definitely brought a lot more home than I was bringing in back then. And again, in my heart, that was how I provided for my family so that my husband didn't spend any money. So if I had it stored away, we didn't have to go buy it. So in my heart, that kept my anxiety in check. It let me be able to stay home with the baby. It let me to actually stay home for a while with him. Just holding on to everything and things. I think I looked up every single frugal website there was. I went to the library, read every frugal book there was. That's when later on like 2010 and all that, when he was still little, that was when the extreme couponing was a big thing. So I was doing that and stockpiling all of that stuff. And that really triggered the house to become what you see it is today. Everything that you see me recording in this house is an accumulation since that time, since 2008 and on. And we struggled for a while. Now, I did have a part-time job in between when he was a little older. I found a part-time job, but then the bank had closed and they moved this facility states away. So then I was laid off. And then I collected unemployment for a little bit. And then I was watching children at my house. And at that time when I was watching children at my house, the house wasn't really that hoarded. The hoarded was contained to the laundry room, the basement, the garage. But at that point in time, it didn't blow up like you see now. So I was watching children, and that was able, for me to stay home. That was with my youngest when he was a baby and young and a toddler. That's when I was babysitting. But we were still financially struggling bad. We never made the income go up. Normally after years of being your income goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up. Now my husband's income maybe went up just a little bit, but the cost of living went up just a little bit more. So we never really financially, we just kind of went like this, just staying the same. We never went up. Now come 2016, I started working a lot more. A friend had hired me very part-time, and then it grew into she needed me for more hours because the company was growing, and I was making really good money. Now fast forward, I want to say around I'll say late 2016, I started working a lot more because my youngest at the time was in preschool, and the children I used to watch were now in kindergarten, and they were in preschool, so I was home alone. So I thought, I'm home alone. I should start working more. So I did. And luckily my father's retired. So if there was a little, overlap, he would come get them. Now I still wasn't full time. I was still part time, but I was very well paid for a full timer. So finally our income started going up, which was great, right? So now we're getting into better times where, it was kind of, I lost my mind. Now like it's like 45% the mortgage, which is still kind of there. It's kind of like hovers between 40 and 45% of our income goes to the mortgage. So I'm losing my train of thought. I don't want to do that. I got to refocus. I'm already this far. So now I'm in better financial times, right? I'm in better financial times. So it's easier for me to let the things go, even though there's still a ton of other attachments to it. Emotional attachment, the value of it, all of that that's still in the house still exists. But the need to accumulate more stuff to financially, provide for the family, that part is gone. And that's why I'm doing a lot better in the no spend challenges and not going to yard sales and not like shopping like crazy and not getting from the sharing table and the free cycle stopped. I don't feel the need to do that because I've been, making a lot more money, being responsible by paying off debt, putting some money in the savings account. So I don't feel the need to gather and hoard more stuff. So that kind of set me up in a season to not bring more stuff in and to start letting things go. Like you've been seeing this past year, I'm more able to let it go because the finances are a lot better. And I just wanted to share that with everybody. Just to let everyone know, like non-hoarders understand, maybe your loved one is financially struggling bad and you notice the hoard just growing and growing and growing and growing. That would be why. It's keeping their anxiety at bay. It feels like they don't have to worry about money because they already have it stored. It's already stored away. I don't need to worry about trying to find the money or the finances or go into debt to buy it. So I hold on to it. I hold on to it to dear life. And if you're a hoarder, I want to let you know that if you're financially struggling, there's hope. There is hope. You don't have to hold on to everything. You really don't. I would say probably 70% of that stuff that I hoarded away, I didn't really use. It was more of a security blanket. It was more of a security blanket that was stored in the garage for the what if. But I will say 70% of it stayed in the bins. Yeah. That's the honest to God truth. And I want you to know that it will get better. I promise you it will get better. And we will heal from our hoarding. So guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap up this video. I just wanted to share with you this confession of certain times in my life when my hoarding just went and exploded. And when we were really financially strapped and I was worried that we couldn't provide for our children or I couldn't I didn't have clothes for my children, that was when my hoarding exploded. So guys, I want to wrap up this video and I want to say thank you so much for watching and especially thank you so much for your love and support. I'll catch you next time. Bye.